Well, hello, vinyl community. Elliot here, Lazy Dogs Records. And on a rainy day here in North Carolina, a cool day, the first really cool day we've had this year, I thought I'd come down to the basement and among all my records, and I would share with you some recent acquisitions, talk about a couple of books I've been reading, and just generally a little this and that for a video for the vinyl community. So, first, I want to share with you the grail that I get. Now, grail is often a misused term, but this is truly a collection of music that I wanted for a long, long time to have, and it was very difficult to locate. And I was finally able to get this is Harry Smith's Anthology of American Folk Music. This is an unofficial box set pressing. Smithsonian Folkways has never done a box with this. Mississippi Records has released one unauthorized, unofficial, and so as Doxy out of Italy or Russia, depending on who you ask. A little mysterious there. And this is the Doxy, the Italian pressing that I've got. You know, their copyright laws are a little different than here in the United States. So copyrights expired on a lot of this. So they were able to do this. Now, one of the interesting things about this is there are 8 records in here. So 16 sides. And originally in 1952, Smithsonian Folkways took the Harry Smith collection and they released 3 volumes, separate volumes, not in a box set. Ballads, 2-record set, social music, 2-record set, and songs, 2-record set. And there was supposed to be a 4th that never got released. This contains the 4th recording. Interesting, right? But I was at the Carborough Record Show. I was selling and turns out buying a lot too at the Carborough Record Show recently. And I ran into a guy that had a t-shirt on that said Anthology of American Folk Music, Harry Smith's anthology. And of course I said, "Hey, I just got that. That's the collection I've always wanted." And he said, "Oh, did you get the CD set?" And I said, "No, I got the vinyl." And he said, "Well, those are all unofficial, unauthorized releases. You know that?" And I said, "Well, I kind of figured they were." It, Smithsonian, the only time they've released it as a box set is as a CD release, and it had the 3 volumes that they originally released. Uh, got talking to the guy. It turns out his name's Jeff Place, and he is a curator and archivist at the Smithsonian Folkways, and been there for decades and decades. Worked on all kinds of projects, Woody Guthrie stuff, Lead Belly stuff, all kinds of stuff. Real interesting guy. Had a great time talking with him, and I was talking to him about getting this, and he explained. He said, interesting fact. They released the 4th volume here. He said that's actually not what's supposed to be on the 4th volume. They had a list of somewhere or something that Harry Smith or Smithsonian had compiled of what was going to go into that, and they based it on that. He said, but actually at Smithsonian we have put our hands on the actual recording, the list of recordings that we were supposed to use for that 4th volume that never actually came out on Folkways. And the good news is, he said, we're working on it now, and by 2025 or 26, we are going to release a vinyl version of Harry Smith's Anthology of American Folk Music on vinyl. So I'm real excited for that. This is something I'm just really tickled over, but I feel like I'm going to have to get the official one as well. I mentioned the record show in Carborough, and so I got some interesting things like that. Now, but the records I bought there at the show while I was selling for me to listen to, I'll share with you. Here's one from a group called Three Hits, originally known as Three Hits and a Miss. This is an EP called a Pressure Dome, and this is from the 2013 Record Store Day, 1985 Hib Tone single numbers and Pressure Dome, limited edition. And here's the thing about this. This band was star. I remember when this band started, I was a student at Appalachian State University, and these were students at Appalachian State. And one of them, the bass player and vocalist, was a classmate of mine. I had a lot of classes with her, and we knew each other. I wouldn't say we were close friends. We weren't close friends or anything, but we were acquaintances. And we both worked at WASU FM, the radio station at Appalachian State. And also in the band, her name is Sheila Valentine. Danny Kurtz on guitar, Michael Kurtz on guitar and vocals, and Jim Bedell on drums, keyboards, and vocals. Michael Kurtz, and I don't know which ones other than that Sheila. I don't know which one's which here. I didn't know any of the other people. I just knew Sheila. Michael Kurtz is the co-founder of Record Store Day.
Changes of age, passing like afternoon rain, soon into autumn line, rolling on with the tide, parting your heart from the pain, parting your heart from the pain.
From the same seller I got the Three Hits from. I got this Skeeter Davis in NRBQ. She Sings, They Play. Nice. I like the NRBQ albums that they do where they're playing with an artist from the past. I think that's really interesting. But the best deal I had at the Carrboro show with another seller was I had John Coltrane and Johnny Hartman OG, and it had been sitting there a long time and had a high price tag on it. And one of the other sellers that had a lot of jazz, he said, "Let me look at it." He carried it to his table and looked it up on his computer and everything. And he offered me some credit from his store if I would trade them. So I ended up trading with him, and I ended up getting about 8 records there, including this Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers. This is Three Blind Mice. This one was sealed. Dexter Gordon. And that's called Doing All Right. Don Williamson, Preach Brother. And I got some blues from them. Let's see. Got Charlie Musselwhite and a Lead Belly and 2 or 3 more records I ended up getting from him. So it was a good trade, I think. He'll be able to, since his specialty is jazz, I think he'll be able to resell that record easier than I was able to. And I got some nice records that I can enjoy. And the other nice deal I got was some Duke Ellington, and in this case, Ella and Ellington. Okay, this is a Japanese pressing, and Duke Ellington meets Coleman Hawkins, and this is one of those that's a KC 569 blend premium virgin vinyl. You know, that custom pressed on MCA reissue MCA impulse, digitally mastered. So, of course, people, oh, digital, but that was a selling point when this came out. And Duke Ellington, Liberian Suite, and a tone parallel to Harlem. This is a pressing from the Netherlands. So I was pleased to get those. And got a few other records there. I got a bunch of 4 for $10 records. I got all 4 volumes of this Betsy Smith reissue. Uh, they were all grouped according to who was playing on the sessions with her. And so the Bessie Smith story in 4 volumes. Gid Tanner and the Skillet Lickers on County. Headley, fat bearded guy talking about records, another fat bearded guy talking about records, was talking about this band. And I got that, when he's doing American folk rock. And so, lo and behold, there one was after I heard him talk about it. So I picked that up. I like to get cool little motion picture soundtracks and stuff. This is a movie I've never seen. I remember people talking about it. A friend of mine talking about seeing it, but somehow I never was able to see it. Wild in the Streets soundtrack. And Hal Holbrook's in it, and Richard Pryor, and Ed Bagley, not Ed Bagley Jr., but Ed Bagley. And so I've got that. A nice copy of Floyd Tillman, country singer from the 40s, I believe it was. Looking forward to playing that. So I got a lot of interesting stuff. That's just nowhere near everything I ended up getting. Also got some nice records online recently. I did a review of this, Louis Golden's record, Sharing is Caring. Check this out. You can go to Bandcamp and find this record for sale. It's limited to 200 copies on vinyl, 200 copies. And let's see I don't remember if it's black vinyl or if it's colored vinyl. Oh, it's colored vinyl. See? But really nice power pop, kind of punky power pop. Highly recommend it. Like I said, I've got a review of this one up. Check that out. This was 130 out of 200 here. Last time I talked to Louis, he said he had about 50 left, and he's probably sold some since then, but there's probably still a few left. And check it out.
Digging this song till the rhythm is gone. Take 'em out back, tear it out. Tear out the bad parts. Make a new song, tell them all they were wrong. Take 'em out back, tear it out. Tear out their bitter hearts. Too late to change it, no one's going home. With all these words, I'll never be alone. Be alone. Tear it out now. Tear it out. Tear it out now. Tear it out. Tear it out now. Tear it out. Tear it out now. I don't like these words. Would you even write them down for? I don't like these drums. Everything should be in 5/4. I don't like your part. I don't like the way the song goes. La 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 la. Did you even pick the right notes? Too late to change it. No one's going home. With all these friends, I'll never be alone. Be alone. Tear it out now. Tear it out. Tear it out now.
Also online, I got 4 volumes from the Bear Family Records uh, uh, of Waylon Jennings, unreleased recordings by Waylon Jennings. This in particular is called the Waylon Jennings Files, Volume 11 here. They got 5, 9, 10, and 11. And got a great deal on this. Repressing of Guy Clark's Old Number One, a very difficult album to put your hands on. This is a Japanese pressing. So glad to get that. I've already got a copy, but I think this might be an upgrade in condition wise. A couple of Kentucky Colonels records. I believe one of them is Japanese. This is basically the Appalachian scene, uh, but it doesn't say it on the front there. There's the Japanese one with the Obi thing. So pick those up from the same seller online. And there's a couple of books to mention to you. I did a video about the true story of Omi Wise or Naomi Wise. Uh, in part, that video I did. Check it out if you get a chance. Nobody ever watches them when I do those little features, but it's kind of a history, little history talk, a TED talk, I guess, without the TED in it. Uh, Nobody ever watches when I do one of those, but you might find it interesting. This is a book, Omi Wise, Her Life, Death, and Legend by Hal E. Pugh and Eleanor Meenock Pugh. Okay, true story of the lady, the murdered lady featured in the song Omi Wise or Poor Omi Wise or Little Omi Wise or Naomi Wise, or it's been over 200-year-old folk song. So it's got a bunch of different names and a bunch of different versions. And this is a book I'm reading right now called White Bicycles by Joe Boyd, who was a producer, a record producer, probably best known for Fairport Convention, maybe, but did a lot ran a club in London that was very. He's American actually, but he went over there and ran a club for a few years. It was very popular with the rock crowd and everything, and produced a bunch of records this time. I haven't gotten to that period yet. Right now, in his younger days, he's graduated from college and he's working, helping work on the Newport Jazz and Newport Folk Festivals. He's a tour manager, assistant manager on some tours of Europe for some blues acts like Reverend Gary Davis, Muddy Waters, and people like that, and jazz tours and stuff like that. So he hasn't moved up the food chain yet in this book, but he's got some interesting stories about what was going on back then, and more to come in my reading, I'm sure. White Bicycles. So I would recommend both of these books if you're looking for something good to read that's related to music. Okay. That's all I've got today. I just wanted to share those with you. And just remind everybody, please be kind to your neighbors, folks. We're living in a very stressful time. And we can't forget that we're all neighbors and we need to love our neighbor as thyself. Be kind to our neighbors. Everybody, take care. I'll see you later.